All right, first off, let me apologize, folks. I know this while I'm out driving. This is not the most ideal recording situation, but I just want to get this information out there. But with that GoPro 11 Black Mini, I've done everything, to try to make that thing work. And it was working good for a while before I sent it in. But GoPro did send me a replacement in a timely manner, so let me give them credit where credit is due. But I don't know what's going to happen, folks. I really feel like this camera is a dud. Also because I'm reading on the GoPro forums, and a lot of people are having the same issue that I had. And I also, I did my due diligence as far as trying to make sure that I do have the right memory card to, operate in the thing. But it kind of sucks that really you have to be that specific with dealing with these micro SDs and these. I mean, I understand if not having a micro SD with the capacity to record 4K and all that different stuff, but I mean, come on, folks. So I don't know if probably what you're going to see if GoPro does not address these issues is you're probably going to see a lot of GoPros on sale at a lot of different places, and no one's going to really want to buy them because they're going to be, you're going to get over on the suckers. There's going to be people that really don't know and they get got. But I think that's a bad move. I really hope that GoPro really figures this issue out and finds out what is causing the failure in these cameras. And I haven't read like across the board, so don't put words in my mouth, but I'm focused mainly on the camera I have. Now, also on my person, I do have my GoPro Hero 10, and hopefully, this is what I don't like. I like when you're able to do a firmware upgrade and it doesn't do anything, but I hate when you have a stable firmware and then you end up, updating it, and then you encounter all these issues. So hopefully that does not happen. But a lot of times with the older GoPros, what I was able to do a lot of times just to get it to work again would basically be me, taking the battery out and putting the battery back in, and maybe doing a firmware reset. I mean, not a firmware reset, but a factory reset of the camera, and that would be able to get it back up and running. A lot of times on the past GoPro cameras I had, I would never really do the manual update of the firmware unless I was really having issues. But this time, after following different people on YouTube, they recommended that you do a full, you reset the camera, you format the micro SD card, and you get the latest firmware on there and just check and make sure everything is right. Now, what I also find annoying a lot of times is that, some of us are tech savvy. I kind of get mad when they ask me to do something and then it's something that I've, I'm not mad that they asked me to do something that I already did, but what makes me mad is if I tell you that I've already went through that process and then you kind of ask me multiple times, hey, well, did you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I already did the recommended. Like, I always do the recommended troubleshooting steps before I even call customer support, going through all that stuff. So, like I said, and if you've owned multiple, of these cameras, you kind of get to know the deal about these cameras, how to do everything. But things could change. I mean, and it's always nice to them to inform you if there's been any changes, and then you go from there and you do your thing. But I basically had, and I've got this magnetic mount. It's still on my chest right now. I got to put my other camera on there, but I've got this magnetic mount that I use, and like I said, I just keep it. I keep the GoPro on my person, and sometimes I just capture. I've captured a lot of stuff, but I just capture my drive and my routine, and a lot of times, I want to put out video, but I also respect people's privacy and stuff, so I'm not going to be posting people's addresses and all that different stuff. So it will be great. AI. Look, AI is going to get to the point where it's going to be able to edit all that stuff out. There's probably going to be some AI that's going to allow you to edit out people's faces, edit out addresses, edit out personal information. I foresee that coming. But anyway, folks, let me show you the camera, show you the guys the side. And this is the replacement that they sent. The other one before this started acting up. And what I even did though too is when the camera is like getting super hot, I opened up, you know, both these little, you know, because these cover these holes in the back. I think it's those speaker holes. But I try to give the camera as much air and clearance as I can. And also what I've noticed is when this camera starts heating up, you can't even hold down the button and reset it. The more you hold down the button, it seems like the hotter this thing gets. So I don't know, folks. And the card, I don't know if you guys can see this. I got some stickers on top there where you can't see it. Let me see here. So here's the card that I use. This might help somebody out regardless if it's backwards in the camera, but it's a micro SDX UHS I1 or 1 card. It says it does 4K, but like I said, and a lot of people said that version 30 should be applicable, should work enough. But maybe, I don't know, man. Please, you know, please don't tell me you have to be just specific down to the T with these cameras. And here's my other camera, which I'll go ahead and probably mount on me. But here's the 10. And actually, since we're talking about it, let me go ahead and do this while we're talking about it. So I'm going to put this newer memory card into this camera. And what you got to do, folks, well, this makes it a little bit easier, but you know, you could take out the battery. And this is not the Enduro battery, this is the older battery, but I've had these batteries start swelling, so I ended up buying like all new batteries, but I haven't not bought a lot of the Enduro batteries. And when these batteries start swelling, you can kind of feel, you know, you can kind of press it in on the side. This one really doesn't have it, it's still pretty sturdy. So let me go ahead and eject this. Shoot, gotta press down. This comes up. Now this card right here that I have is a 64 gigabyte, and let me try to get as close to the camera as I can so you guys can see which one it is. So you guys can kind of leave a comment if you guys know if any of these cards, you know, that you know always give issues with these GoPros. Let me put this down, hopefully I don't lose that. And let me get this other card out of here. And I'm basically what I'm going to do a test is I'm going to run it in this this other GoPro, and this is the 10 black. So let me pull this out. And I think the other camera I have at the house is like a 9. It's either a 7 or a 9. So, but I don't know, folks. If the older cameras run stable, I'm just not investing in another GoPro after this. But I do not now. I know there's people talk about the Insta360 or one of those cameras. I hated like the Insta360, the white little small peanut looking one, the small one like that. I hated that camera. I had it, and that camera was freaking overheating and all kinds of issues. I hated it. That's why I went back to GoPro. You know, so I gave it a chance. I know they got newer models out, but there's a guy on YouTube that now says that there's a lot more action cameras to choose from out there. So we're going to see. But hopefully those other action cameras don't have the same issues as GoPro. So let me put this back in here so I don't lose it. I'll end up losing this card. And let me put this in here and format it. Now, on this card, I have not done a solid format off the computer, but I'll do a format on the actual GoPro device. So put this in here. Put the battery back in here. Now, let's go ahead and put this rubberized case on here. And I got the side open. So in this rubberized case, you know, this camera will still heat up just like the other camera, but I think this camera gets a little bit more air in there because the even though this case is there, but there's still a little bit of, you know, you got the hole on the side, so it still allows it to get some ventilation. Now, I would not have that door off if I was going to be out in the snow. I also got to remember to put that door on if I'm out in the snow or water or whatever. But so let's go ahead and do this real quick. So I'm going to turn the camera on. Nice little audible beep, beep, beep. And right now, what does it say? Extended battery mode. Okay, let me go ahead and hit format for the thing, the card. Hit reset, format, and sorry you guys can't see the screen, but it's formatting. And let's see. All right, we're done there. And this mount, I can't remember where, is it snap mounts or whatever? I can't remember the name of this. It's probably on here somewhere, but this is a magnetic mount. One magnetic side can go on the, the side of my shirt, and the other side can go on the outside, but I'm getting ready to put that on. And I'm gonna take this other mount off. I'll show you guys the other mount I got, which was, I actually got this mount, I can't even remember now. I think I got it with like something else I had bought. I can't remember. But I can't remember if I bought it. I can't remember what I bought. It came with something. I can't remember. Anyway, but I use this that. And then now let me go ahead and put this one on. And the reason why I'm using this one over this one is because there's this little window in the back open. So when I turn this, if I want to look through the camera, the back side, I can still see what I'm working with. So let me go ahead and put this under my shirt. Now, what I like about this lanyard here, well, I guess I can change it because this is what I need to do. So yeah. So when you put this lanyard down in your shirt, you want it up. You don't want it way down here. So what you can do is you can pull. I didn't realize this earlier, but I can pull this. I don't want to choke myself, but you see, it can do like that. And once I put this here, then, oops, and it's on the wrong side. It's on the opposite side, so it's repelling it as a magnet. You put this here, and now it's chest level, and then all you got to do is kind of like this. Now there's a little, I don't know if you see it, those stick out a little bit, so it kind of angles it kind of down, but that's good in some instances. So now I got the GoPro here right on my chest. And also too is like, sometimes if I feel people are uncomfortable, whatever, I go in a store and they're like, hey, you can't record in here. I just say, well, okay, I can't record in here. Boom, it's off, and put it in my pocket or whatever, and just still keep it on me so I can, mess around with it. But we'll see, folks. And like I said, please, GoPro, do not let it be like a firmware upgrade where everyone's upgrading to the latest firmware, and then it starts, everyone's cameras start glistening out. But in the time being, while my 11 is down, I'm going to be utilizing the 10. And let me go back here. And I probably got to go back here. I got to look at the videos and stuff for the best settings. But I think I got this one really set up the way I want to. Since this one does not have the screen and stuff, I don't think I have this one exactly set the way I want to. And there is a way to put like custom loadouts on here, or custom preferences, but I know I got this one like decked out to the T without the media mod and all that stuff, which I'm not going to get into. But yeah, folks. But keep me posted. I want to, I would love to have the discussion and go over, all the troubleshooting stuff and see if everybody's on the same page. And if sometimes you find people they get a working solution that even GoPro doesn't have. But peace out.